Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from Buffalo Bill's here at State Line, where I'm checking out their buffet for their Sunday brunch. Really happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. All right, everyone, and here we are seated at Buffalo Bill's brunch service at the buffet. Now, I was here for the dinner service last week, and I must admit I was not super impressed. I thought all of the buffet food was passable, but it was relatively standard fare, but no real superstar dishes. I genuinely do like the atmosphere in here, though. You have that Western frontier theme, very inviting and a no-frills kind of place, which for me as a creature of comfort is a perfect vibe. Now the Sunday brunch service comes out to $32.50, which is about $5 more than my dinner service that I had last week. I'm actually curious as to what makes for that price difference. Let's take a look at what they have on the line. Okie dokie, so let's take a look at the buffet for brunch here. Starting with the fruit section, we have some apples next to tajin. And let's see here, we've got fruit cocktail, and I believe those are pears. We have grapes and strawberries, and additional grapes and what looks like peaches here. You know, their fruit and salads always look really good here. We'll wrap things around and take a look at the salad section. It's actually quite busy now. We'll make our way to the end. All right, so let's take a look. Shrimp cocktail next to some lemons. More shrimp and cocktail sauce here. We have your salad mix, as well as your romaine lettuce, spinach salad, Parmesan cheese, and Caesar dressing here, croutons and shredded cheese, eggs and cherry tomatoes. And that's next to some olives and balsamic vinaigrette. We have an Italian dressing as well as ranch dressing. Here is blocks of cheese as well as coleslaw. Potato salad and peaches. Fruit cocktail and cantaloupe here. Some honeydew rounds out the fruit. Here is a broccoli salad. And that's next to some tartar sauce, salsa verde, and some salsa roja over here. And we have pickled jalapenos and more peaches. Cantaloupe and honeydew melon. And we have mandarin oranges and pasta salad. And that's next to a tuna salad. Oh, very nice. More Italian and balsamic dressing here. I think we're gonna see a couple of repeats. Looks like some additional ranch dressing and croutons. And eggs and cherry tomatoes. Once again, I have to commend them. They actually keep things very clean here at Buffalo Bill's Buffet. We got some cucumbers here, some Parmesan cheese and Caesar dressing, romaine lettuce and spinach, here we have some more mixed salad and cocktail sauce, rounded out by some shrimp and lemons. Now that brings us around to the omelet station. Let me bring y'all around here. So these are eggs cooked to order, and oh my goodness, what is this? They have crab leg here. I was not expecting to see crab legs at this buffet. That's incredible. Here's all of your omelet options. Looks like we have ham, bacon, sausage, cheese, mushrooms, onions, and jalapenos. And I believe you can basically get anything from the salad bar and add that here. We have some cream cheese and butter, as well as some toast here next to the toaster. Alrighty, and that's an omelet station. Let's take a look at the hot food. Wrapping you all around. Okie dokie, so we have some butter here and a French onion soup. Oh, that's a lot of onions in there, nice. We have some dinner rolls. And let's see here, we have some, it looks like barbecue chicken, although it's supposed to be eggs Benedict. I'm not sure if they're gonna have that later. We have some chicken cordon bleu. Some French toast with syrup here. And then we have green beans, coconut fried shrimp, and fingerling potatoes. Okay, so they've actually changed this up. These were kind of the frozen shrimp that I saw previous here on the dinner service, but it looks like it's coconut shrimp either for their brunch service or maybe they just swapped that out. Scrambled eggs, as well as a sausage, pepper, and mozzarella scramble back there. Cheese blintz and stuffed shells. Very nice. And a salmon dish. I believe I had the salmon last time, and if it was a little bit fresher, I thought it would have been really good. Here is your jus. And back to the carvery. Okay, so I see a turkey, I see a ham back there, and the prime rib here as well. You've got your horseradish. That's the creamy version. And then your standard horseradish here. Nice. Alrighty, and then the Mexican section. Okay, this looks very similar to what I had last time. You got rice and beans, your chile rellenos, and your tamales back there. Alrighty, and we got some zucchini, as well as your chorizo and eggs, and a broccoli dish here as well. Here's a lot more of those breakfast foods. We have bacon and sausage, next to some biscuits and gravy. You know I always love biscuits and gravy. And then we have enchiladas, sausage, and stuffed peppers back there. And here we have a blueberry pancake and some breakfast potatoes. Very nice. I believe that's all of the hot food. Let's take a look at the ice cream section and the desserts. Oh, now this is very different from what they had last time. We have a chocolate pudding, vanilla pudding, strawberries, and a strawberry sauce. We have marshmallows, crushed nuts, Oreos, sprinkles, and M&Ms, as well as your whipped cream back there. Chocolate chips, caramel sauce, looks like coconut, as well as some granola or some trail mix back there. And some butterscotch here as well. Okay, this is a very robust ice cream section. And here you go, your vanilla swirl and your chocolate swirl. And last but certainly not least, let's take a look at the desserts that they have here. And we'll start here. We have a chocolate cake. Next to some muffins. Assorted muffins. We have a black forest cake here. And here's an apple pie. An unlabeled, not sure what this one is, but some kind of pie or cake. We have your lemon meringue pie here. And a blueberry pie here. An assortment of donuts. And a German chocolate cake. Now again, I just want you to notice how clean the countertops are here. Really appreciate that about this buffet. We have some, actually I don't know what these are called, but some multi-layered little pastries here. And some pound cake. And if we wrap our way around to the other side of the dessert section, here we have a cheesecake, some more German chocolate cake, another assortment of muffins. Here's some carrot cake. I tried the carrot cake during the dinner service last time. This was really good. More assorted donuts for y'all. And a chocolate cream pie. Looks like we have an assortment of Danishes here, as well as your lemon meringue pie. Some more assorted Danishes here. And another German chocolate cake. I guess German chocolate cake is super popular. We have a pound cake here. And a blueberry pie. Now that rounds out the buffet. I'm gonna go ahead and put this down and we'll get my first plate. See you in a little bit when I got that. All right, everyone, I just got seated with my first plate. And with my first plate, I just got a lot of the breakfast items. Let me give you a view. I got the eggs Benedict as well as their scrambled eggs, green beans, fingerling potatoes, the chicken cordon bleu, and their coconut shrimp. Hungry for some brunch food? Let's go in. Let's start things simply with the scrambled eggs. Top with just a little bit of parsley. And this actually does have a nice moist look to it. Scrambled eggs. Yeah, that's good. Some very nice scrambled eggs here. You can tell they came from that preformed liquid. However, it has been fortified with some butter. There's a richness here that's very nice. And they're not overdone, still relatively fluffy and very moist, not dried out scrambled eggs. I certainly got to these at a great time. They're very good. A nice start to the brunch today. Next up, the eggs Benedict. First, let's check on the yolk. I think it is a bit tough to ask for a buffet Benedict to have a runny yolk. And you can see it's cooked all the way through here, but given that it is out on that buffet line for a while, I think that's totally permissible. So I've got a nice little section on the fork here. The eggs Benedict. Yeah, that's actually good. There are some very nice flavors here in this eggs Benedict. I'm genuinely surprised. Now, as we already saw, the yolk was hard cooked through, but that's probably the only real drawback here. Actually, a perfect texture on this English muffin, a nice toasty exterior with a soft center, slightly buttered with a bit of a sour flavor. This is a good English muffin. The hollandaise sauce is very flavorful, very rich, heavily egg forward, with a bit of tang as well. I actually really do like this hollandaise sauce. Oftentimes in a buffet Benedict, the ham, it's often dry and just not present, but the ham here is making itself known on this dish. A nice salty flavor from that, and while I wouldn't say it's incredibly moist, its thin slice still allows for a relatively tender bite. This is good. If I had caught this when it had a runny yolk, I think this would have been an incredible Benedict. Next up, let's try the coconut shrimp. When I was here last week for dinner, they had your standard breaded shrimp. Nice to see the coconut upgrade here for Sunday brunch. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I'm definitely happy with the upgrade here. This is so much better than the shrimp from last time. A little bit less crunch than that breaded shrimp from dinner. However, so much more flavor here in the coconut bread shrimp. That sweet coconut flavor is absolutely present here, and this is a well-seasoned shrimp dish also. You can see here that the amount of shrimp compared to the breading is actually really nice. Mostly shrimp and just a thin layer of breading, really allowing me to taste that shrimp. I'm actually much happier with the coconut shrimp. That's a nice little upgrade right there. I like that. Next up, the chicken cordon bleu. Cutting myself a little section here. I actually like that the cheese looks melty and the chicken looks all the way cooked through. Chicken cordon bleu. Yeah, not bad. In general, this is actually a very good tasting dish. Though the individual flavors aren't super distinct here, in general they work well together. I thought I would taste a little bit more of this ham, but I think I'm only just getting the extra saltiness. Most of the flavor does come down to chicken here, and a well-seasoned chicken at that. You have a Swiss cheese here, and it is providing some mild richness, but I can't exactly say I can distinguish the flavors in the bite. I think the breading is the biggest disappointment right now. Unfortunately, it's pretty soft, and that could be a timing thing, but I would want this to be a lot more crispy. Because the entire bite is just soft, There's no texture variation. It leaves a little bit to be desired, but in general, a nice flavorful chicken dish here. I'm pretty sure if I would have gotten that right when it hit the buffet line and it was still crispy, I would have liked that a lot more. Next up, fingerling potatoes. I'm actually really liking the number of homemade dishes I saw on the buffet line today, and I'm already liking the amount of herbs and spices I see on the exterior here. The fingerling potatoes. Yeah, that's good. This is a great fingerling potato side. Perfectly cooked through, a nice soft center, easy to chew through, a great cook on this potato. There's a finishing oil on top of this providing some richness, and a very nice seasoning blend. A little bit peppery, with a hint of parsley. They have a really good base product here. I think if they were to add a little bit of rosemary, it would make for a really great dish. Despite that though, this is a well-seasoned and well-cooked potato. I like that a lot. Okie doke, last bite from this first plate is gonna be the green beans. I'd say this is a pretty staple side at a lot of buffets, and they didn't have them available when I was here for dinner service. Let's see how the green beans are. Yeah, that's fine. A relatively well-cooked green bean here. I think they're a tad over, but that could be the timing of when I got these from the line. These are unseasoned green beans, so it is a relatively raw flavor. So if you're a fan of green beans, I think you're really gonna enjoy this. Personally, I think I would have preferred some kind of seasoning blend on this, but I suppose having that incredibly well-seasoned fingerling potato next to these green beans makes sense. You do have some options for those watching their sodium intake. That's a perfectly fine green bean. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for this first plate. I'm gonna go ahead and keep working on this, and then we'll go for plate number 2. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. I'm back with what I want to call is my plate 1.5. Let me give you a view. So I'm coming in for the redemption arc on the prime rib, and I have to try out these crab legs. We'll give these a quick try, and then we'll go in for some more. I think I'm going to kick things off with the crab legs. I was able to get a nice little extraction here. Then we'll dip it into the butter. Let's see how the crab legs are. That's pretty good. Well, I am happy to report that the crab legs are quite decent. Not a super firm texture, but they're not stringy or mushy. A pretty decent job on the cook when it comes to the crab. A relatively mild sweet flavor here as well. I wouldn't call this the most robust tasting crab, but in general it is quite good. Melted butter always certainly helps. Not a bad crab leg there, that's just fine. Now next up I'm gonna try that prime rib. When I was here for dinner last, I didn't think the prime rib was all that great. However, with the addition of jus and horseradish, it was still pretty passable. So I did the same here to verify for consistency. Let's see how this is. I think I could say that's verified. I'd say the prime rib is about on par with what I tried last time here at the dinner service. It's not exactly the best cut of beef, a bit tough and a little chewy, but just like the last time, it's not super dry. There is still moisture in this meat, but the jus and the horseradish are really necessary to make this much more of an enjoyable bite. I want to say most folks end up eating prime rib with jus and horseradish anyways, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And so if you are just looking for some prime rib, it's available here, and with the jus and horseradish, it does fine. I suppose at the end of the day though, I'm still glad that a prime rib is available on the buffet line. Okie doke, that's plate 1.5. I'm gonna wrap this up and then I'll show you plate number 2 right about now. All right, so here I am with my second full plate. Let me give you a view. A lot more of the breakfast classics here. Bacon sausage, French toast, cheese blintz, blueberry pancake, breakfast potatoes, and biscuits and gravy. It's breakfast food time, let's go in. Kicking things off with the sausage link. Bacon and sausage are the staple proteins you're gonna find at any breakfast buffet. Let's see how the sausage is. Yeah, that's fine. A prepackaged breakfast sausage here, so I'm pretty sure the majority of you folks will know what this tastes like. A nice porky flavor, well seasoned also, bit of a peppery kick to it, that is all fine. A little bit soft on the texture. I think I would have enjoyed these a little bit more when they first came out on the line, because there's currently no snap to this casing at all, and the sausage does lean a bit mushy here. All in all though, a pretty standard breakfast sausage link. Okie dokie, bacon's up next. Let's see how it is. Yeah, that's fine. A pretty standard bacon here, a smoky, salty flavor to it. A perfectly fine bacon. If you've watched the channel enough though, you know I prefer a crispier bacon, and so being a little bit on the softer side, this is not the bacon for me, but that is purely a preference thing. In terms of flavor, absolutely hitting the bar here. A solid breakfast bacon. Next up, biscuits and gravy. A comfort food classic and a brunch buffet staple, biscuits and gravy. That is a very good biscuits and gravy. I am thoroughly impressed. This is a very good biscuits and gravy. Not even just by buffet standards, but this rivals a lot of sit-down restaurants for me. Firstly, this biscuit is really good. A nice baked crisp on the exterior, but a very soft and buttery center. I was not expecting that at all. Typically, buffet biscuits are pretty hard and dense in the center, so getting this buttery flakiness is really nice. Gravy is equally good here. It's thick, not watered down at all, and it's very well seasoned. A nice richness to it, with a bit of a peppery kick. Now what's interesting is oftentimes I find sausage to be the protein used to make a gravy like this. However, here they're using diced up pieces of ham, and it's working pretty well. While you don't get as much of that savory flavor that you might get from a sausage where the fat renders into the gravy, here when you do get those bits of ham in your bite, it's more of an accent flavor, bit of a punchy saltiness with some smoky notes. It's interesting and quite good. I'm a big fan of the biscuits and gravy, that's solid. Next up, breakfast potatoes. A staple breakfast side here in America. And these look pretty good. Let's see how the breakfast potatoes taste. That's pretty good. Here's some pretty solid breakfast potatoes. Well cooked through, a soft bite to them. A good start to the cook on these potatoes. Now personally, I would have liked to see one of these sides have a bit of a pan fry on them, give it a crispy texture. Having these soft all the way through does leave a little bit to be desired when it comes to the bite. You absolutely get the sweetness from the peppers and onions here. Those flavors have been very well incorporated into the potato, and in general these have been well seasoned. And while the seasoning isn't bland, it is a little bit plain. I think just one extra dimension, maybe some paprika to provide some smokiness, could work really nicely here. All in all though, a perfectly fine breakfast potato side. Next up, cheese blintz. Actually a really nice looking cheese blintz here, and I haven't had one of these in a while. Let's see how it is. Yeah, that's pretty good. A really straightforward cheese blintz here. That dumpling pastry skin on the outside has a nice cook to it. Just a little bit firm where it's met the pan, but soft and cooked all the way through. A very thin layer as well, with a buttery richness to it. I actually do like this. This ricotta and cottage cheese filling is actually quite good, but a very light sweetness. Not too many overpowering flavors here. This is actually very mild and neutral. Really not bad at all. A solid cheese blintz there. Next up, blueberry pancake. Looks like a blueberry pancake roll here. A blueberry filling in the center. Let's see how the blueberry pancake is. Can't say I'm a big fan of that one. I could not have reached this at a worse possible time. This must have been out on the buffet line for a hot minute. The pancake skin is very dried out, leading to a dense gummy texture. It's actually quite unfortunate. It's so tough to chew through, you don't actually get too much of the flavors of the pancake either. I can't really make out too much of it. This blueberry filling is quite good. It's turned into a little bit more of a hard jelly now, but it does kind of have that blueberry sweetness that you might be used to from any of your favorite blueberry toppings. No real issues with that. Very unfortunate with the timing on that one. That could have been a lot better. Alrighty, and the last bite I'm trying from this second plate is going to be the French toast. I've already applied a little bit of maple syrup to this. I really just want to see how the French toast is. Let's give it a try. That's a good French toast. Not a bad French toast here. I really like the texture of this bread. Very soft in the center, with a little bit more firmness on the outside. Makes for a very soft and inviting bite. It's a very rich French toast. There's a lot of egg and butter at work here. It's quite satisfying to eat. A very nice sweetness here with some woodsy notes coming from the cinnamon. And truth be told, I did not even need to apply much maple syrup here. The flavors are quite good on its own. Probably one of the better French toasts I've had from a buffet in a minute. That French toast is quite good. I like that. All right, everyone. So that's everything from my second plate. I'm going to continue working on this and we'll go for plate number 3. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I made an incredible discovery for this third plate. Let me give you a view. So I came to realize I actually tried a lot of the new options that I haven't tried during the dinner service. So I went to make myself an omelet. And that is when I discovered that they have a custom unlisted crab dish here that smells out of this world. I noticed that the omelet chef had an entire pan of crab legs. And when I asked what was going on, I made the buffet discovery of a lifetime. They will take the cold crab legs, give them an extra boil, and then saute them in a garlicky, spicy olive oil. You would not believe the aroma coming off of this plate. I'm really excited about this. We must go in right now. So first things first, I absolutely must try this crab. The smell alone is telling me how good this is gonna be. Let's do this. That is delicious. Oh my gosh, I am so impressed. Thank the gambling gods I was walking by and making this omelet at the right time, because I would have never known about this. This is easily one of the best crab legs I've had at a buffet. So much good flavor here. I'm just in love. While the cold crab leg was a little bit harder to extract from the shell, going through that extra boil really helped loosen up the meat here, making it so much easier to eat, which is fantastic because I did not want to stop taking that bite. I love the seasoned oil that the chef used for this crab. It has marvelous flavor. It's a very rich olive oil base. So many fantastic flavors and aromatics in here. It's garlicky, it has some lemon, a smoky, savory seasoning blend, very reminiscent of something like an Old Bay, but cooked down, not too harsh. Oh, it's just magical. This just made relatively decent crab legs into a bright, shining star for me. I cannot get enough. This is easily the best bite you are going to get here at the buffet. Not only is this good for a buffet food, I would eat this just about anywhere. I am thoroughly impressed. I did not expect to find a gem like this at this buffet today. I gotta tell you, I'm genuinely sad I found out about this so late in my meal. I'm so full. I probably would have just done nothing but these crab legs the entire time. All right, my friends, the last bite I'm gonna be trying before I go in on some dessert today here at the buffet is gonna be the omelet. I got a bacon mushroom cheese with spinach and onions, and they do not play around. They made a massive omelet here. Let's see how it is. Yes, very good. A very well-made omelet here. I know everything that's in it, and so at least I know the combination is gonna work for me. Nice saltiness coming from that bacon, with a little bit of sweetness coming from the onions, some earthiness from the mushrooms, and a little bit of an irony flavor from that spinach. Lots of cheese and butter here make for some rich eggs, and a very hearty omelet. This is really great. Perfectly fine with that omelet, that's a good one. All right, my friends, so that's gonna do it for what I call is my 2.5 plate. I guess in general, it turned out to be about 3 plates. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up and then we'll do some dessert next. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. All right, everyone, and I'm back with my dessert. With my dessert, I decided to try 2 cakes. Let me give you a view. Now, while I said 2 cakes, I guess only 1 cake, the German chocolate cake here, and I also got the lemon meringue pie. Very good looking desserts, let's give them a shot. First up, lemon meringue pie. Now, when I tried the carrot cake here at the dinner buffet, I actually thought it was homemade, and seeing the meringue here on the lemon meringue pie, I'm starting to believe that this is homemade as well. So I've got some high hopes. Let's see how it is. Oh, that's very good. A really great lemon meringue pie here. A nice and airy meringue layer. They've certainly incorporated a lot of air, a nice sweetness to it as well, a good meringue. The lemon filling of the pie is very flavorful also. A nice sweet and sour flavor with a little bit of tartness and a soft gelatin texture. That's quite good. I wouldn't say there's too much flavor coming from the crust, but that could be because the flavor of the lemon is quite in your face here. Not a detractor by any means. I don't think I need to taste the crust when the lemon filling is this good. A nice lemon meringue pie. Alrighty, last bite I'm trying today is gonna be the German chocolate cake. Got a nice little bit on the fork here, and I am very full, so I'm glad the meal is coming to an end. The German chocolate cake. Yeah, that is a great tasting cake. The desserts here at Buffalo Bill's buffet have actually been very good. A very soft, rich chocolate cake here, but it's not too sweet. I actually really appreciate that about this. The coconut provides its natural sweetness here, and you get an additional nuttiness from the pecans. A relatively straightforward, sugar-tasting frosting is actually providing the most amount of sweetness here, and as the frosting is only really on the outer layers, you don't get it too much. In general, a well-balanced chocolate cake here. I like that, that's quite good. All right, everyone, that's gonna do it for my Sunday brunch here at Buffalo Bill's Buffet. While I thought a lot of the dishes were in general better than the dinner experience that I had, I will never forget this seasoned crab fry. That has to be one of the best dishes I've had at a buffet, period. Now, I visit my folks back in California relatively often, and so now that I know about this crab dish, I'm probably gonna be stopping here on Sundays on the way back home relatively often. A lot of the dishes were fine here, but fairly standard for what you're gonna find at most brunch buffets. But the seasoned crab fry here is over the top. I've never seen this anywhere else before, and I am an absolute huge fan of it. If you happen to be driving by on a Sunday, I think it's actually worth it to come in here and try that crab dish. It's so good. All right, everyone, now that's gonna do it for this Tuesday video where I check out a much more local spot here in the Las Vegas Valley. Coming this Saturday, I'm returning to my quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown. Make sure you come back for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great week, and I hope you enjoy Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.